world of sports coming up at 6 o'clock. It looks like Diggs and Guyton are going to play, just as a little teaser there. We'll get Crusty's preview, more of the Eagles coming up at 6:20. We're going to look at the defense today.
Eagles defense today at 6:20, yeah.
Jared Sandler joins us now, brought to you by Blue Nail Roofing. And a good evening, Jared. How you doing? Jared Sandler. There he is, buddy. How you doing?
You got me? I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing well. 21 games to go. Just two back of the wild card. It's deep breath time, but man, that was a frustrating game again with runners left out there.
Yeah, opportunities, right? And Zach Allen did a nice job, but it's just tough. Jake Woodford, for whatever reason, he's pitched well against the Rangers this year. He just doesn't seem like a guy who should pitch well. The Rangers had chances. We talked about in the postgame, leadoff runner on 4 times, runners on base at some point in 7 of the 9 innings. They couldn't get, a hit to even, get to within a run. And, it's a tough way to end the road trip. Still a good road trip, 5-1. Certainly would have been a lot better. They could have put pressure on the Mariners and Astros tonight, but that's the way it goes. And, the good thing is the Rangers do have the ability to control their own destiny still, especially with those 3 coming up against Houston this weekend.
Yeah, and, Jack Leiter continues to be impressive. What's been going right for him on this run of quality starts?
Yeah, I think, today, I'd say this. First of all, the ability to bounce back is huge. He wasn't great in the first or second innings. He's so talented that he was able to work around maybe some command and control issues there, but then he made that mid-start adjustment, and that's not easy to do. They're veteran pitchers who sometimes have a tough time with that, and his stuff is so good that he's so tough to hit when he's able to throw strikes. And starting from the 3rd inning on, 3rd through 6th, he was throwing strikes a lot more. I thought today his slider was a little bit better than it had been. Obviously, the fastball changeup combos pretty lethal. I think at one point, like 21 swings in, he had gotten 10 swings and misses. So you see all these signs of, how and why he is as good as he is. And I think, the next step is, things like what he showed today, the ability to make these adjustments and start. And it was another really, really good outing. It's just a shame that he ends up on the wrong side of it.
Can you remember a more frustrating season, Jared? Because I see the stat from Evan Grant. They've allowed 3 or fewer hits in a game and still lose. And that just seems almost impossible.
Sorry, Eric, it broke up. I heard you say something about the 3 or fewer hits. I didn't hear the tail end of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what? The more I think about it, it was negative, and I don't want to do that. How about Ezekiel Duran?
No, that's the question. I don't care. That's not why I was. I legitimately, I'm in the tunnel, so I just lost the last part. You can ask him.
No. 3rd time this year they've allowed 3 or fewer hits in a game and lose the baseball game. It just feels like that is very, very unique and difficult to pull off.
Yeah, that's frustrating, and I don't know. I'd be curious. Are they? And maybe Evan tweeted this, if they're the only team to have that happen as often. And but yeah, I mean that's not something you'd expect. You could probably go a full year and maybe not lose a game like that. So yeah, it's frustrating. It is. I mean that's kind of that's been a part of the Rangers season, right? These great pitching performances. Was it 13 times they've been shut out? I mean, Eric, that's one of, unfortunately a few stats that probably, help tell a story if the Rangers end up out of the playoffs. They had opportunities, right? They just, there were a lot of games where you look at the other team's line score and it's like playing a game of high-low when they the dealer flips over a 5. You're thinking, oh, I'm going high and I'm putting a lot of chips in the middle, right? And then, the next card's a 4. That they've had a lot of line scores where you look at what the other team did and you're like, win. And unfortunately not all of those, or not a high enough share of those games have turned out to be wins.
Hey, Jared, this team is kind of, as you talked about really all year, they've ridden the roller coaster. How quickly have they been able to flush, like the last 2 nights of just not getting anybody home, leaving guys on base? But how quickly has this team been able to flush games and kind of focus in on the next one?
Yeah, I mean, I guess to some extent that's why they're in the position they're in, which is still playing meaningful baseball. They've had a lot of these crushing losses, right?
Yeah.
And I think their average margin of victory, and I could be wrong, I think their average margin of victory this year, so the run differential in games they've won is maybe the highest in Major League Baseball, and their average margin of defeat is the lowest, which is to say they've won a lot of games decisively. They've lost a lot of close games, right? A lot of tough losses, a lot of games like today where you're thinking, gosh, if this or that, then, the result would be different. Off day tomorrow, it's nice to have an off day at home and then come back and they're at home on Friday.
Yeah.
So, they have no choice but to flush it, but you're right. I mean, they've done a nice job of that. And, how they respond after this one today when they come to the yard on Friday will, probably play a big role in, how the rest of the season plays out. Not necessarily Friday specifically, just that one game, but, this weekend's a big weekend. They can get back into the division race this weekend and simultaneously, get back into the wild card race, or maybe depending on how the Mariners do tonight and how things go for the Mariners this weekend. I think they're in Atlanta. The Rangers have a chance to, hold a playoff spot by the end of the week, but, they're going to have to take care of business with Merrill Kelly kicking things off on Friday.
What do you think about this Framber Valdez story? Could this rattle the Astros?
It's a good question, Gavin. I'll say this. Framber Valdez is a highly emotional player. He is a petulant player. This is not the first time he has done something that would tick off his teammates. And, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. And so, you figure out a way around it. But this one involves another teammate, right? It's not just upsetting teammates because of his conduct. What he did to Cesar Salazar is unacceptable. I mean, it's embarrassing. And I'll be honest, if Cesar Salazar would have charged the mound and thrown punches at Framber Valdez, I think a lot of people would have said, hey, I got Cesar Salazar's back on this, right? I mean, your catcher works his ass off for you, right? For you, right? They do so much. They sacrifice a lot of stuff for the pitcher, and the pitcher takes care of the catcher, right? That is a sacred relationship. So I guess my point in saying all this, they made excuses for Framber Valdez publicly, and maybe that's the way to go. But privately, I can assure you that if they're making excuses internally, if they're not holding Framber accountable internally, if Framber's not holding himself accountable internally, that could create problems, right? So that's where you need Joe Espada, their manager, to take charge. This is where managers get paid the big bucks, right? To be able to handle these situations. This is where getting Carlos Correa back, who is so great in the clubhouse, can really make a difference. So I don't know what the conversations have been like since, but that's that was pretty embarrassing. They need to make sure that they put out that fire right away. Otherwise, something like that could fester for sure.
Thank you so much, Sands. Have a good night. We'll catch you up with you Friday.
See you guys.
He's at Jared Sandler on Twitter. We got to run. A lot of great sports stories developing throughout the day. We'll get you as many of those as we can. Krusty's Corner's coming up at 6:20. He's going to look at the Eagles defense for you, and we're back here on The Fan.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
North Dallas, your Tuesdays just got wild at Spearmint Rhino. It's $2 Tuesdays. Every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. to close. Sip on $2 cocktails and beers and $2 street tacos all night long. And catch the vibe that only Spearmint Rhino North Dallas delivers. Come for the drinks, stay for the vibes. Check out our entertainers before you arrive on our visual roll call. Spearmint Rhino. The name is famous. Spearmint Rhino. Just like Vegas. Visit SpearmintRhinoNorthDallas.com.
Pneumatic freight in South Texas is blowing up, and we need you to join the pack at Sisu Energy. Must have PEC Safeland and H2S certifications. Our drivers at Sisu Energy are grossing over $15,000 each week. Need a trailer? We can help you get one. No down payments, no escrow, lowest insurance cost in the industry, and huge fuel discounts through our pilot partnership. Sisu Energy can have you on the road in 3 days from initial application. Visit SISUEnergyLLC.com to apply today. That's SISUEnergyLLC.com krld-fm.
Gary Zanobi here from Rhino Shield to tell you you've been tricked by the paint industry. Big names, flashy labels, empty promises. But Rhino Shield isn't paint. It's a ceramic coating that flexes with your home, resists cracking, blocks moisture, and fights mold and mildew. Backed by a 25-year transferable warranty, Rhino Shield could be applied to any surface and is built to last, especially for Texas homes. Don't fall for big box paint. Visit RhinoShieldTX.com for your free quote today.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
It's still hot and humid, and old leaky windows are letting your cool AC and your money go right out the window. Time to call Window Nation, 866-90Nation, or visit windownation.com. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, plus put 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments till 2027. Replace all your windows and get a Cowboys jersey and a chance to win a pair of tickets to a home game. Window Nation, proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, 866-90Nation, windownation.com. Sale ends September 30th.
Join Corey for the official Fan Cowboys away watch party this Thursday, September 4th, 7 to 10 at Bearded Monkey Sports Bar and Grill, Highway 78 in Lavon. Enjoy $18 domestic beer buckets, a shot to win a signed helmet, and more. BeardedMonkeyGrill.com.
It's Uber Eats Week. Go to DFWRestaurantWeek.com to see the list of your favorite restaurants offering deals, even BOGOs, on your most loved meals. Download the Uber Eats app and get your most loved meals delivered right to you.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD-FM and HD1, Dallas-Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
An Odyssey sports station.
Driven by our D&M Leasing Studios. You're rolling with the GBAG Nation on 105.3 The Fan.
Here we go. It's hour 5 of the nation, and we are 25 hours and 14 minutes from Cowboys Eagles right here on your home of the Cowboys, 105.3 The Fan. Excited to be here with you over the next hour before we hand it off to the Fan After Dark. Fred and Blake in the bullpen already getting ready. So we'll chat with them coming up in about 45 minutes or so. Like I said, Broadus is going to preview the Eagles defense for you coming up here in about 20 minutes. So let's rock it. You know, I wanted to start with it looking like Diggs and Guyton are going to play.
Yeah.
No injury designation on today's practice report. How much does this change how you're looking at the game, if at all?
Well, I think it's for a defensive standpoint, having Diggs available is big. And because it will give them an opportunity, there might be a little bit of we always talk about the pitch count, which I always feel uncomfortable saying when it comes to football terms.
Yeah.
But it will at least give them the flexibility in this game. Put Diggs on the outside, put Elam on the other side, and then put Bland in the slot. And not have to worry about maybe that
undrafted guys stepping in.
Well, they've got some options, but it's not as good as the options is not as good as putting Bland in. Now, I'll say this: we did not see Bland play inside a bunch at training camp.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that was just we had a chance to visit with him. He's not interested, but he's going to have to be interested. They're going to need him to have to play in this game.
Yeah, you got your contract now.
And
so
play well.
Go out there and play football.
You got to go play football now. You're absolutely right. So, to me, I mean, could they have gone with Riddy, as that guy?
You don't want to do that versus the Eagles, man. Because that's not a guy.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a cover guy, not a tackler, right?
Yeah,
from what we understand.
Exactly right.
And versus Barkley and versus Hurts, you need all hands on deck when it comes to being able to wrap up. I
totally agree with this. And so, to me, as much as you could play the combination of Diggs, Bland, and Elam, the better chance you have to be, especially with now your pass rush is really kind of, I would say, unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unknown from a standpoint
sure.
of how are you going to replace with Parsons those pressures?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who will come up? Who will come up with the pressures that they're going to need in this football game?
Probably is a benefit that you didn't have Micah all training camp, so all these guys got as many reps and as much of a look together as possible. But yeah, that's going to be a giant question mark, especially with the tall task of the Eagles' offensive line.
Yeah.
Like, this is one heck of a way to start your career if you're Donovan Ezraku or whatever, or any of these guys that are used to pass rushing with Micah alongside, and that is no longer going to be there. The other thing, too, is I wonder how quickly, like as soon as you see Diggs on the field, you're testing him with A.J. Brown.
Oh,
right?
you got to.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna test him, and they're probably feeling good about Elam as well, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when you see Diggs come out there, and you know he hasn't been able to really do a whole lot.
Yeah.
We're going A.J. Brown over the top.
Yeah.
See how he responds.
I don't know how good he is. I mean, is he 75% of what he was? Is he 90%? I mean, there's so much rust, and then there's coming back from the microfracture. I just wonder if he's pushing it early and if the team is okay. I mean, if you're medically cleared, that's different from being 100% the athlete that you were.
I don't think they would put him on the field unless they felt 100% that he's ready to go.
Yeah.
And he's been able to practice. You know, they took him off that PUP list so he could be able to practice and go through the walkthroughs and stuff. And they've had a couple of practices, more than a couple, but he's had. It hasn't been the whole training camp. Don't get me twisted on that. But he at least it's not like all of a sudden he's, okay, well, he's only had one or two practices and now he's going to play. But you're absolutely right, guys. He is going to get tested. This whole secondary is going to get tested. Your run defense is going to get tested. And this is a team that can do a lot, like we talked about, with their ability to run the football, and then with the quarterback. I mean, if you gave me a choice of how I would rather die in this game, I would rather die in this game trying to stop the run and then see what happens in the pass. Let's see if Hurts can in fact beat you throwing the football consistently, like every down.
I watched Week 9 from last year this morning with my time before the Rangers game, and Philly won this game 34-6, but it was absolutely atrociously played by Cooper Rush.
Yeah,
they had 4 fumbles, 1 interception. I felt like for a lot of that game, the Cowboys had answers for the Eagles' offense.
They did.
The Eagles definitely did not look like the Super Bowl champions that day.
No.
And I just wonder if familiarity inside the division, Dak back, gives you a chance. They are now the biggest underdog of any game in Week 1, an 8.5-point dog against Philadelphia. But
yeah,
I mean, they had answers for a lot of them. Like Jalen Carter didn't destroy him.
No, and
guys were open.
Zach Martin only gave up 2 pressures then in 19 snaps, pass blocking snaps. So yeah, and that's Zach Martin really kind of playing on one leg. Yeah, I think the strength, and we'll get into it, like I say, at 6:20. I think the strength of the Dallas offense, honestly, we could talk about the wide receivers all day, but I think they match up really well with the inside 2 of the Eagles. Yeah. I think the inside 3 for the Cowboys, and we could
maybe by design.
And Booker has played in a lot of big games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Alabama does not mess around with games. He's played made a lot of starts. If he plays against guys with power, that's his deal. We saw him at training camp when he struggled. It was with guys like Osa or Solomon Thomas that can kind of get him a little off balance with quickness. These guys are inside for the Eagles. That's not that kind of a player. That's power players versus power players. So I like Dallas's chances of being able to control the inside part of that Philadelphia defense.
Guys, I think we found out what Stephen Jones meant when he said 90% of what I said was wrong. Instead of tens of millions of dollars of value for dragging things out, it's actually into the billions. So you take $10 million.
With the free marketing?
Yeah, Joseph Hoyt dug in on this today.
What a beast.
And he even mentioned that we asked him, Stephen Jones, about this.
Well, you did.
Yeah.
You own that. You're the man.
Okay, so he compared the differences of Micah's drama with Kyle Hamilton of the Ravens, who got a superstar deal done with no media attention.
In minutes, right?
Okay, so Hoyt writes, according to calculations by Muckrack, a public relations software company, there were a total of 1,900 articles written about Hamilton from March 1st to August 27th, the day the team announced the extension. Over the same span, there were 29,000 articles written about the Cowboys and Micah Parsons.
Jeez.
And there were 7,000 actually from August 28th to September 2nd. So just inside a 4-day period around the trade before and immediately after. The difference, according to Muckrack, between the Ravens' approach to Hamilton and the Cowboys' approach to negotiating with Parsons was worth over $1 billion in advertising value equivalency, AVE. So 90% of it was off. A metric used to deem the value of media coverage. They talk with Joseph Hoyt Morning News, talk with the professor of marketing at the McCombs School of Business at UT, Chris Aarons.
That's where Bennett's at. Yeah.
Okay, so Chris Aarons, one of Bennett's professors.
Yeah, hook him.
Jerry's never going to need Viagra again. He's just going to open up this article every time he needs to get a little bit spicy.
So he talked about the concept of earned media versus purchased advertising. And he says it's natural, it's organic, it's word of mouth, and it's multifold. And advertisement's skippable, mutable, and forgettable, usually ignorable, Aaron said. But when you're taking 25 minutes on a primetime show with people who tune in on an ongoing basis, that has more value. And he added, ultimately, all the attention is around the idea of winning. So if hope fades, that could be the tipping point in this. As long as they have you engaged enough to believe in.
I think they did this by accident.
You think they did this by accident?
I think that they, and I'm saying this kind of tongue in cheek, but there's a side of me it's kind of not saying it tongue in cheek. I think that they stumble upon things like this every once in a while. Kind of like they stumbled upon quarterbacks like Tony Romo and Dak. Yeah, I think every once in a while it's like, hey, well, we're being talked about. Jerry talks about being in the media. Yeah. And I totally, this is done in car racing too. Like advertisers, like mentions, like cars in the back of the field never get mentioned, but they always do they do it per minute, like how much you're mentioned and how much your ads on the cars are seen. And it's amazing the difference between the front cars and the back cars of TV time and these ads. So I think they did this by accident.
Could be by accident. And, Jerry
I don't think this is a planned thing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think Jerry Jones has the ability to spin anything into a controversial story. You don't necessarily need holdouts if you have Jerry Jones.
There's no question, but they're going to get talked about anyway, aren't they?
Not as hot as the Micah thing.
Man, it just seemed like that every time that I wake up, and I don't watch those shows, but I always see when there's a replay, it's always some Cowboy-related thing. To the point we had Kyle Brandt on. Was he on This Morning or something like that?
Yeah, he was.
Kyle Brandt remember him standing up and saying, I'm tired of talking about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I'm getting my ass hammered.
There's 31 other teams we could talk about. I'm tired of talking about. And then everybody on the set has to remind him, Kyle, it's the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Dallas Cowboys, Kyle. You can be mad all you want. It's the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of this it's just over the years.
It's just
they might have done this one by accident. I mean,
this is cachet already built up. All of our negotiations are going to be like this. It happens in Green Bay. It happens in Atlanta, but it doesn't get the same kind of cachet as the Cowboys get.
I think that.
Yeah.
And Jerry benefits regardless.
I think the attention is because everything that he's done over the last 30 years to stoke that fire, to what Lucius was just saying. You got the Inferno built. Yeah. Now you just got to add logs to it. But this one was a damn redwood tree.
Yeah, no, I just think that this naturally happens to him. But
Good conversation.
No,
you got it. You got it. 214 says, Gavin, what does last year's game have to do with Thursday's game? Nothing. I think, you remember how bad the butt kickings were. My point was a lot of the same players, I think they have familiarity, and Philly has not run all over Dak. They have not dominated Dak. So I think plugging Dak back in there, just having a competent quarterback, go watch the condensed version of it. You'll be blown away. Like however bad your estimation of Cooper Rush as a player is, trust me, it's 10 times worse. That was the worst game a Cowboys quarterback has ever played.
He dropped a snap at his own 12-yard line.
Yeah,
like a direct snap, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, now they have the ball right there. This part of it though is what does it have to do with? You could see matchups. You could see how somebody played another guy watching games from last year. Do it all the time. What else you got to go on?
Right.
What else do you have to go on in week 1 of the NFL season? you won't be able to get quality film of like really talking about guys until like week 3. You get 3 games, but you coaches go back. Matter of fact, they're watching Schottenheimer from days back when he was with Seattle with the Jets, trying to get ideas. Vic Fangio. The opening games are like this. You exhaust everything in your power.
Yeah.
So you go back and watch tape of games you didn't ever think you were ever going to watch again. Oh, that's part of a cut up. Make this part of the cut up.
Especially if you're like me and you're trying to convince your co-host you're not lazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bust my butt over here.
That's what it takes, man.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy.
Watch that all 22.
Hashtag do your part.
Well, no, if you're going to, you know what? If you're going to spend the money on it, man, use it. Go ahead and watch that tape. You'll learn something.
No, it's fantastic. And the condensed games, the all 22, the replays, everything you can get off that's definitely worth the $100 or whatever it is for a year. Micah Parsons on being in Green Bay, just focus on football. He said, I'm going to take a break from everything. I'm so ready to focus on this thing, what it's all about. Here, it's all about ball. They pour everything into this. This is probably what I needed in my life.
Come on, bro.
No, that's
it's like Luka getting slim.
Yeah, it's he's going to have a hard time finding a barbershop. He's probably going to have a hard time finding some barbecue in town. You know, they mess up, even though it's a cheese state, they mess up the queso. You know,
kind of looks like he cuts his hair himself.
Yeah.
To the point.
Oh, do you think?
I mean,
he's gotten hairline shamed quite a bit in the offseason.
Yeah. Is that what it is? It's receding?
There's something going on.
There's a lot of things about Green Bay that, it makes it about ball. Because
Are the Packer fans listening to that pod?
I wonder
like we were listening to that pod here in Dallas.
Yeah.
Are they listening to the pod there?
I'm sure they will.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll pick it up.
Okay.
I can't wait till he has like Dallas Cowboy guests on the pod.
Yeah.
And the Packer fans will lose their S like we do when he has like Green Bay Packer fans or Green Bay Packer players on his
I wonder
podcast.
if he's going to keep doing it.
I think he is.
He's focusing on football now because it's all about ball up there.
Yeah, Cowboys made him be the managing editor of Bleacher Report.
Yo,
He didn't
made
want
me
to
do a
that.
pod.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to take a break from everything. That kind of says, that to me means podcasting.
He fell into it, Dawson. You know how that goes.
Exactly. Hunter Lipke gets a 2-year extension with the Cowboys. What is it, like $3 million a year?
Yeah.
Are all these getting done because Micah's didn't get done? Is there any correlation or causation there?
I think they're just finding some. They've got the money. They now can circle back with some agents and kind of say, hey, listen, we talked about this. Would you be interested? And a lot of agents are saying, sure, let's go for the security right now. So good for Hunter Lipke getting a bump the way he did.
All righty. What else do we got cooking here? We'll get to Krusty's Corner in just a couple of minutes here in the GBAG Nation. Big money is flowing in on the Cowboys and Eagles.
For the Eagles?
Well, I'm not sure who. I guess if the line is growing, that would suggest Cowboys, wouldn't it? It would suggest Eagles.
Eagles, yeah, they're trying to kick it back the other way.
This Joey Feasel, he oversees football odds for Caesar, says the excitement of football returning ignites bettors. He says it really comes down to cash flow, and they say that bettors to start the season have a summer's worth of savings. Basically, after the NCAA tournament, after the NBA finals, a lot of them take the summer off because baseball can be tough to bet and can be boring. You really got to have a system and know what you're doing for baseball specifically. They say that often holds that way until about 2 months into the season. And then the bettors start to get broke. And then it peters out even more after Thanksgiving as people start to get ready for the holidays.
Got to get ready you got to buy gifts. We can't be betting on the lines at -4.5. Yeah.
No. Yeah, as of yesterday, 88% of the money was on the Eagles to cover the 8.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I believe that.
So, yeah, I could see that as well. Defending champs, they've done incredibly well week 1. I think they're 10-2 in their last 12 week 1s. And the defending champs, I think, are 10-2 as well in their last 12. So you have quite a few trends favoring the Eagles and obviously the public way down on the Cowboys after the trading of Micah Parsons. Okay, what do we have coming up in the corner, Brian?
Yeah, let's get back into it. We'll talk about Philadelphia's defense and if there's some ways to attack it. We'll do that next.
Okay, I'm going to chat about Window Nation with you before we get there, though, because if you want or need new windows at the house, Window Nation is absolutely the best. They have an amazing promotion going on right now that allows you to buy 2, get 2 free, pay nothing for 2 years, nothing down, no interest, no payments. WindowNation.com, 866-90Nation, proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. This is the best sale of the year, and it's only going to go through the month of September. Window Nation, they have a lifetime warranty on their windows. You can relax knowing your home is protected far into the future, And listen, if your home had builder-grade windows installed when you moved in, or they're 8-10 years old, something like that, they lose their energy efficiency. That can cost you hundreds, if not thousands, every year on your energy bills. Window Nation has the most energy efficient windows. They're built for our extreme Texas climate, and Window Nation is a proud partner of the Cowboys. If you do this, replace all your windows, get a Cowboys jersey, and a chance to win a pair of tickets to a Cowboys game. They are a proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Window Nation, I love them. Have them out to the house. You'll see, just like I did, their customer service and professionalism is second to none. But right now, star of the show, buy two, get two, pay nothing for 2 years. 866-90Nation, windownation.com.
Tolo means turn it on and leave it on. Thank you for making 105.3 The Fan and the Odyssey app part of your day every day.
Where to go for your home loan? It's TexasLending.com. If you're looking for a conventional loan or a FHA loan or a VA loan and even a USDA loan in the rural areas, maybe you're a first-time home buyer or need down payment assistance or need cash out refinance or a jumbo loan. You know what? It's TexasLending.com. We got them all. Call us today. Whether it's home purchase, refinance, or home equity, it's TexasLending.com. Call us today.
4201 Spring Valley Road, Suite 1150, Dallas, Texas, 75244. NMLS number 2297. Equal housing lender.
Tolos, are you ready to transform your bathroom into a dream space? Zintex Remodeling Group has you covered. Since 2001, their family-owned team has been turning outdated bathrooms into modern masterpieces all across Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Right now, you can save $1,000 on a brand new bathtub or shower system, or you could choose 0% interest financing. Plus, you mentioned 105.3 The Fan to your design consultant. You'll get a free Kohler toilet with your purchase. From walk-in showers to tub-to-shower conversions, Zintex uses top-quality materials with installations done in just 1 day. Plus, enjoy the peace of mind with their lifetime warranty on products and labor. You can trust Zintex. That's why I love them. Proud winners of the 2022 BBB Torch Award for Ethics, and they were a 2024 finalist for the International Torch Award as well. At Zintex, they make it easy with transparent pricing. So go ahead and call now for a free, no-obligation in-home consultation at 855-4-ZINTEX. That's 855-4-ZINTEX, or visit Zintex.com. That's Zintex.com. Zintex Remodeling Group, where your dream bathroom becomes reality.
Hey Texas, this is Ryan Watson, owner of Alliance Hyundai. We have over 600 vehicles in stock like the all-new 2025 Hyundai Elantra. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and owner assurance. Visit us at AllianceHyundai.net today.
Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long.
Here we go.
Starting with a Week 1 NFC North rivalry between the Lions and Packers.
And he's in for a touchdown.
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
There may be other garage door companies on the radio, but nobody does it like Tolbert Garage Door. This is Colby. Shout out to all the Tolos out there. Free on-site estimates, great prices, and even better customer service. Visit TolbertGarageDoor.com to book your service today.
Fuel your game day with Raising Cane's. The Cowboys and their fans are some of the most dedicated in football. It's a quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's. One love. Go Cowboys.
Ready Fest is on. Dallas Love Field is proud to host this free event on September 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Dallas Executive Airport. Enjoy food, live music, games, and the know-how to stay safe when disaster strikes. Connect with DISD, Dallas Police, Dallas County, and other local experts to create your emergency plan. Bring your friends and family. Everyone's invited. Let's get prepared. Stronger, safer, better prepared together.
Sometimes a catastrophic life event, like a divorce, foreclosure, or loss of a loved one, can trigger serious IRS problems you never expected. I'm Dallas tax attorney Jamie Flores, the managing partner at the law offices of Nick Namath. I've helped hundreds of people just like you find solutions. Wage garnishments, frozen bank accounts, unfiled returns. No matter how tough it looks, there is a legal way forward. Call our Dallas, Fort Worth, or Frisco office for a free confidential consultation at 972-484-0829 or visit myirsteam.com.
All clear skies tonight, overnight low around 71.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
This segment of The Fan is brought to you by DFWsecurity.com.
It's football time. Get ready for kickoff with DFW Security. Protect your home or business with smarter cameras and better access control. DFW Security has secured Texans for 30 years with a 4.9-star rating on Google.
DFWsecurity.com.
Yeah, buddy, welcome back. It's the GBAG Nation here on 105.3 The Fan, 1 day away from Cowboys Eagles segment. Here is Krusty's Corner, brought to you by Reliant Air Conditioning, gimmick-free AC repair and replacement. It's also brought to you by Cars for Kids. Donate today, carsforkids.org, and it's brought to you by the Frankels. Life's unpredictable. Accidents happen. If you or a loved one's injured in a car or truck wreck, call the Frankels first, 214 or 817-333-3333. Go online, frankelfirm.com. Here's the king, Brian.
Thank you very much, Joe. Appreciate that. Thank you to Reliant for being a part of that as well. We got a long day tomorrow.
Yeah, you do.
Got a long day. I think
that makes one of us.
Yeah, 2 in the afternoon to 1 in the morning.
Woo! It's a haul.
As a haul, but looking forward to it.
No, the Tolos appreciate you, man.
No, opening day. Super excited about that, and we'll see how things play out. DallasCowboys.com. I picked the Cowboys to win.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Did you believe it?
Yeah, I did. Because I believed. I have faith. I have faith in this offense. I think this offense is going to tomorrow. I think they're going to come out and they're going to do some good things. I really do. I think that I like the combination with Lamb, and I like the combination with him, Pickens, Ferguson. I think they will figure out something to do in the running game. I do like the fact that I think Dallas matches up well against them inside. I mentioned the 3 inside guys, and we'll see what happens on the edges, because Philadelphia, the edges that they have with Jalix Hunt and then, with Nolan Smith, something about Nolan Smith just and Nolan Smith usually will play on the offense's right side, so he'll be up against Steele. But Nolan Smith is one of those guys, and Steele is a guy that has trouble with power players. Nolan Smith is more of a let's try and get up the field and rush and be quick guy.
Yeah, he's a speed rusher for sure. Undersized.
How about this though with Nolan Smith? What if I told you that the get off time that he had during the year made him the 62nd quickest guy off the ball last year in the NFL?
Interesting.
That when you start to talk about edge rushers.
You would think.
I was just looking. I was thinking like, okay, this guy's going to. Nolan Smith's like a blur. No, and I'm watching the tape, and this is what the great thing about these metrics things do for me now is that if a guy looks like he might be like, man, he didn't look as quick. He didn't look as. Is there something? Is it? And then you go, oh, maybe there's an injury. Maybe there. And then, but you look at overall, like for example, Fowler for the Cowboys is in the top 20 when it comes to the get off times and stuff like that. So for a guy like Steele, for him to have to deal with a guy that might not play with a lot of power and might not be the quickest off the ball as compared to other tackle or other edges he's had to deal with in the league.
Good matchup, you think?
That's a decent matchup for him. They've had guys in the past, those Brandon Grahams and people that have given the Cowboys problems. Josh Sweat. They've had guys that have given him problems. And Jalix Hunt, he really wasn't a pass rusher that got a lot of notice. Like before week 13 last year. And then they lost Graham for a little bit, and then Hunt came in, and then he really tore it up as a rookie. I mean, he really did a good job with the pressures.
I just remember him in the Super Bowl making plays.
Yeah, but before that, it was really nothing. So they're talking him up. That's the guy. It might not be Nolan Smith you need to worry about. But now, okay, where does Hunt, if he's off the left side, and the thing that we got to know, and this is, Eric, this is where we got to figure this out, and we will with Crusty tomorrow, probably in the pregame, who's starting at left tackle? Who's starting at left tackle for the Cowboys?
They're making it seem like Guyton's ready to go.
He is ready to go. He's absolutely ready to go.
But it'll just be a gut feel. Is he ready?
Maybe tomorrow morning we will kind of figure out who the starter's going to be. But everybody I've talked to have really tried to keep that under wraps. They do not want that to get out.
Their whole ploy for this week 1 game in particular is just the element of surprise. And
that's why I said I feel like that maybe that Vic Fangio has had to go out and look at, He's tried to kind of have to grab some tape from when was this guy last a coordinator? When was he last calling plays? When was he? What will he do? But I do like Dallas inside against these guys. I'm interested to see how the left tackle plays in this game. If it, in fact, it's going to be Hunt over there.
With Hunt and with Nolan Smith being a little bit undersized, is this the type of game you're trying to run to the edge, aren't you?
Run the edges. If you combo block and get pushed, the guy. Now I'll say this though, Zach Bond, he can play.
Real deal.
He's a real deal. He's like a Sean Lee kind of, Leighton Vander Esch.
Just knows where to be.
Read, go get the ball kind of guy. Never come off the field. Occasionally you'll see him rush. But this is not a big blitz team, by the way.
See, I wonder with Jihad Campbell, their first-round pick out of Alabama, who was definitely that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I wonder how much the defense evolves with that.
I just don't. I'm going to go into this game believing they are who they are.
Fangio likes to just rush 4.
If they can't get pressure with 4, that plays right into, I think, to Dallas's hands a little bit.
No doubt.
With, can you find a way to, and if you don't have these elite type of pass rushers that they've had in the past, it might be okay for Dallas. Okay, I think there's 2 spots here in this secondary. Adoree Jackson's going to get to start for the Eagles in this game.
Attack him.
That's what I'm saying. Adoree Jackson, like I say, it was a little bit of like, okay, well, was it Keely Ringo? Was it going to be Keely Ringo, or was it going to be Adoree Jackson? To me, I think they're doing the Cowboys a favor here. Not that Keely Ringo is. I think that Keely Ringo, probably a little bit better player, probably a little bit better cover man, probably a little bit bigger guy when it comes to having to play. He's almost like, Keely Ringo's like 6'2", and like 207 pounds. So that's a bigger guy. So they're going with the smaller, quicker guy with Adoree Jackson. But man, I've seen people take advantage of this cat, when he's out there. They've thrown, he not always keeping up, even though he's a quick guy, not always keeping up, not always carrying guys, not always interested in being the physical guy. I think Keely Ringo was a little bit more of that guy. And so I think this will be a good matchup. I also think Sidney Brown having to start at safety.
Yeah, I'm like, is Makuba not already better than this guy?
Well, this is what might happen in this game, because Sidney Brown is really a special teams player. That's kind of how he's made his living here the last couple of years. I wonder how quickly, if Sidney Brown also gets in trouble, and maybe there's some coverage with Ferguson, maybe he doesn't see the ball well, maybe there's a seam route that he doesn't get over on. I wonder how quickly they'll go to Makuba here, if Sidney Brown is becoming a liability. So
I thought Makuba was cleared today, but I guess not totally.
No, he's
just the depth chart shows that.
He's ready to go. But Sidney Brown, they've got him listed as the starter at this thing, and I would be surprised if Dallas kind of figures out some things against him, that maybe that we see Andrew Makuba come on the field quickly.
Yeah, it's interesting with Ringo.
Yeah.
Instead of, with Ringo on the bench and starting Jackson.
Right.
Same with the safety spot. I wonder if Fangio just likes to have the deference to the veteran guy. A little bit more experience.
Yeah.
But that changes quick when you get roasted.
Yeah, it does, man. It can make you pull your hair out and try anything that might work. Do you get the feeling with this Eagles defense that Fangio and depth was a big reason for why they were number 1 in the NFL last year and closed so hard?
Yeah, I think the secondary. I mentioned Jackson and Brown in the secondary. Yeah, Jackson Brown. How about that? People stay.
Sing it, Brian. Sing it.
I was just thinking of Jackson Brown. But I think the secondary is really. I've been real critical of Reed Blankenship, the safety, the free safety, and I was like, he's kind of a liability. He's actually a much better player than I was giving him credit for. I mean,
he has to be now, because he used to be kind of like the weak link in the secondary. Now he's got to be a guy.
He plays. He's around the ball. He's a willing tackler. He plays the middle of the field. He could break on passes, things like that.
So are they going Quignon Mitchell on a boundary and then DeJean in the nickel?
In the slot.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be, like I say, Mitchell, where this game is going to hinge for Dallas. Okay, we talk about being able to block the inside three. I think they can handle. I think Dallas will be good there. Can they handle the edges? But because the way that DeJean and Mitchell play, it's tight window ball. It's going to be tight window throws. Now, Dak over the years has been one of the better tight window throws. They haven't had guys that separate all that well.
Every throw's a tight window throw for him.
And his numbers were down a little bit, but still, it was like the lowest he's had in the last several years. But he's usually a pretty good tight window thrower. So when you look at how they play with Mitchell and DeJean, both tight window guys, but you have two guys that are really good tight window receivers. When you look at Pickens was second in the league last year in tight window receptions. So if it turns into that's the coverage is how the coverage plays out, you get the protection, and now you're going to have to make some throws against this secondary. You got a couple of guys that can win against tight window players.
Right.
So that to me is that gives me a little hope for Dallas in this game, just because, okay, they don't have the dynamic pass rushers. I feel like you can handle the middle, and if Dak has time, can he hit receivers that are tight window players? I think it bodes okay for them to have to do this.
And hopefully we see that Schottenheimer is giving his receivers a little bit of an easier opportunity to get open with the way the design and the formations and things.
I think Ferguson in this game, Ferguson has to be really big, but I think it's going to also come down to, I just don't think it turned into that game like in Tampa several years ago where Zach Martin had COVID and they went there to open it. It's after Tampa had won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And Dak threw the ball because they couldn't run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to, and I'm not going to say there has to be balance. I'm just saying Dallas has got to try, but if Dallas can get some protection in this game with Adoree Jackson and Sidney Brown on that field, I think there's some things they could do with those two guys.
What would happen if you went heavy? Would they move DeJean around, or would they take him off the field?
I think they'd move him around. I don't think they take him off the field.
No, I don't think so.
Because with the lack of a third wide receiver, I think that's an intriguing idea. If you want to be a power team and impose your will and run play action, get yourself extra protection to try to take advantage of those.
Yeah, DeJean, I think they want to play. I think they want to play you in that nickel personnel. But you know, maybe it turns into if all of a sudden you're getting crushed on the edge.
Yeah.
You know, if the ball is and they're not, and the nickel's not filling, if DeJean's not being physical in this game, then maybe that. But I think if they're going to run the ball, it's going to have to be at these edges. I don't see it like let's try and run inside and see what happens kind of a bit. I think it's going to be, hey, run this ball on the edges, not to toss sweep stuff, but like trying to attack these two edges.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things that I saw was from The Athletic, just under the radar young players for each team. And for the Eagles, it's Moro Ajomo on that defensive line who's replacing Milton Williams.
Yeah.
And he's apparently drawn a ton of praise. And they did like a locker room survey of which player teammates felt would break out this season. Ajomo ran away with the vote.
Well, there's the two guys. The two guys they like, or like I said, they've talked a lot about Jalix Hunt, and then also with Ajomo. But he was playing more inside.
Right.
Like when you watched him play, he was more of a defensive tackle than he was an edge. So now you're wondering, okay, having to move outside, is this going to be a little bit different for him? Having to play up against some tackles in this game and having to deal with tight ends as well.
Well, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Krusty's Corner most every afternoon at 3:40 here in the nation. But Rangers Day Baseball today wanted to get Krusty's Corner in for you, though, to preview tomorrow's game. Starting at 4 o'clock tomorrow, you're going to have Cowboys pregame with Broadus and Eric Chiafalo, then Broadus with Wolchuk in the postgame. Krusty's Corner brought to you by Reliant Air Conditioning, by the way. Salute to them.
Yes, thank you.
Biggest story in the world of sports today was Pablo Torre, dropping what appears to be a bomb on the NBA's front step, and specifically the LA Clippers and owner Steve Ballmer reportedly circumventing the cap by paying Kawhi Leonard more than $28 million for a no-show endorsement. Yeah, have you guys been tracking the story throughout the day?
False jobs, right? Is it a false company or something like that?
Well, yes. It was. I guess
$28 million for a tree company is crazy.
Yeah.
And he was the number one
hide that money
endorser
somewhere else, bro. Like a tree company for $28 million. I'm paying an employee $28 million for this tree company.
Yeah, and he never did anything for them. He never made an appearance, a retweet, a like. He did nothing. This company called Aspiration, which had 3 other celebrity endorsers under pretty significant investigation. But it's notable that in Toronto, as he was negotiating that deal, the owner told the commissioner back in 2019, he was like, it got weird. He asked me for like $15 million in guaranteed endorsements from our business partners, our sponsors of the team. And maybe the Lakers, had a similar story to tell. Penalties could include fines up to $7.5 million, forfeiture of draft picks, and voiding any player contract, and a suspension of up to a year for any team personnel found to have engaged in such a violation. I think Ballmer, newer owner, his passion, his desire to win was so big. I believe it. But Mark Cuban came out with a detailed post saying he's on Team Ballmer. He says Steve isn't that dumb, and it didn't make sense to him. So, Pablo Torre responded saying, if you want to, go ahead and join me for an interview, I'd love to ask you some questions. And Cuban shot back, I just DM'd you. So I think Mark Cuban might be preparing to join Pablo Torre in order to sort of help advance this story.
Pablo's become the new age Van Natta, dude.
Yeah.
He gets to sniffing around, bro. He's going to find something on you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. In his story, he says at the time, Adam Silver was privately concerned about rampant cheating around the salary cap.
Wow.
So maybe this is a real story, but it might end up playing kind of like the Astros where, they did it, but a lot of teams were doing it.
I can totally
multiple
see
teams were doing it.
Yes.
I mean, it is, definitely.
It's got to be hard not to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's got to be hard not to in this business, man.
I mean, the salary cap really installed across sports to help owners not overspend and to not get caught up in the moment of trying to win. It's ultimately a cost control for them.
Haven't the Clippers already forfeited all their draft picks anyway?
Yeah. They punted on a lot of them.
Where do we start here?
Yeah, despite all this, the team still can't even reach a conference finals.
Your 2036 pick will now be forfeited.
Okay, we will now step aside, get ready to cross with the Fan After Dark, see what Fred and Blake have cooking here for in a Wednesday night in the GBAG Nation.
Tolos, I love supporting local family-owned businesses, especially ones that prioritize quality over quantity, and that's exactly what Greystone Roofing and Construction does. Keep in mind the roofing business here in the DFW is kind of like the Wild Wild West. I mean, it can be very unpredictable, chaotic, and super risky at times thanks to the storm chasers. That's why you need to know who's on your roof, and you do when you use Greystone. You can visit greystone-roofing.com. That's Gray with an E, stone-roofing.com, and you'll see for yourself why homeowners across the area trust owners Josh and Alexis Vining. Fantastic people, high school sweethearts, power couple, been in business together for almost 30 years right here in the DFW, and they're certified in every possible way. They actually have licensed insurance adjusters on staff, which is super unique. They always bring you honesty, integrity, and the highest level of quality in every project that they tackle. They're never cutting corners, just pure dedication. When you use Greystone, you'll always have skilled experts treating your home like it's their own, paying attention to every detail. So whether you need repairs to fix a leak or perhaps you need a full-on home glow-up to transform that property of yours, they're your one-stop shop for all things roofing. Head to greystone-roofing.com today. Schedule that no-cost inspection. And remember, with Josh and Alexis at Greystone Roofing, you get exceptional service and peace of mind that stands the test of time. It's greystone-roofing.com.
Coming up Thursday morning on Sean and RJ, game day is finally here. Bobby does the show from Philadelphia, Babe Laufenberg at 8:40, and your official picks throughout the entire morning. It's a football Thursday on The Fan.
Every Tuesday night, you know where you should be. Spearmint Rhino. It's $2 Tuesdays at Spearmint Rhino North Dallas. From 7 p.m. until close, it's on. Sip on $2 cocktails, ice cold $2 beers, and $2 street tacos all night long. The drinks, the tacos, the energy, only at Spearmint Rhino. Check out our entertainers before you arrive on our visual roll call. Spearmint Rhino. The name is famous. Spearmint Rhino. Just like Vegas. Visit SpearmintRhinoNorthDallas.com.
Start your wellness journey at Whole Foods Market. Save 33% on all supplements with Prime through September 9th. Stock up on favorites during this biannual event. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Why do some AC companies pay their service techs on commission? ABC News did a sting on AC companies. They rigged a house with a simple broken wire, and 6 different companies tried to sell a woman hundreds of dollars of phony repairs. Why does this happen? Well, when they're getting a 15% commission on the total bill, it just breeds dishonesty and huge repair bills. At Reliant Air Conditioning, we provide comfort to homeowners who don't want to be taken advantage of. Our techs don't work on commission, and we don't use shady sales tactics. If you need a new system, you can combine factory and utility rebates to save over $5,000 on a brand new system that can cut your electric bill in half for as little as $98 a month. So call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Wooly Bully with you, and hey, I'm just sitting around. I got baby girl with me. We're going ahead and we're looking at a prize picks lineup, okay? That's what you need to do if you want to play some daily fantasy and a chance to win up to 2,000 times your cash, okay? Prize picks is super easy to play. Never played before. You just download that prize picks app. You pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. So, Tolos, download that prize picks app today. Use code TOLO, that's T-O-L-O, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code TOLO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Go ahead, get the app right now because they're offering a Dak Prescott half passing yard max discount. You're going to want to head and cash in on that because you know Dak's getting at least a passing yard. It's a free play. Dak Prescott half passing yard right now. Go ahead, download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code TOLO. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Start your day refreshed with a delicious breakfast sandwich deal from Quick Trip. Choose from classics like the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, the ham, egg, and cheese biscuit, or the melty bacon, egg, and cheese grilled cheese. And get ready to really wake up because it comes with
any small Red Bull of your choice, all for $5. Woo! Let's go!
That's any breakfast sandwich.
Plus a Red Bull for just $5. Yeah!
QT.
More than a gas station.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Fort Worth, prep your bodies. The all-new Alliance Hyundai is here, right off I-35 in Golden Triangle. I was actually in the car business for a couple of years, and let me tell you, my buddy Ryan Watson, the owner, is doing things the right way. His passion for customers and top-notch service is absolutely unmatched, and right now it's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Alliance Hyundai. Every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty. We're talking 10 years, 100,000 miles, limited powertrain warranty, plus owner assurance as well. Ask Ryan's team about the federal EV tax credit up to $7,500 on select models, but hurry because that ends September 30th. They also have a great selection of the all-new stunning 2026 Hyundai Palisade. Their state-of-the-art facility has Hyundai certified techs using advanced tools for everything from oil changes to major repairs. If you need same-day service, boom, they got you covered with a quick turnaround. Relax in their comfy waiting area, free Wi-Fi, drinks and snacks, the whole nine. Visit AllianceHyundai.net. That's AllianceHyundai.net. And remember, at Alliance Hyundai, it's their mission to be your ally in the automotive business.
We're live at Specs, where elite snack strategies are unfolding. This shopper just dove headfirst into the cheese section, barreling through the brie like he's got something to prove. Now he's eyeing that top shelf tequila. Does he have it? He does! Unbelievable! Specs selection, flawless. Specs savings, unstoppable. He's loading the cart like a man possessed, and it all started at Specs. Cheers to savings!
Wooly Bully with you. The R, that is Robert. That's my dad. The S, that is Seymour. That happens to be my uncle. And I know you've got a lot of options when it comes to jewelry, but my parents in my family store, they've been in DFW for over 40 years. They've got the best prices for lab-grown diamonds, natural mined diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry. Go see them today. rsdiamondbroker.com. Check out that gorgeous performance showroom. That's rdiamondbroker.com to go check them out online. Just ask around. Someone you know has done business with my family. No matter what you're looking for, you go in there. You have any idea, my dad Robert, we're going to take care of you, okay? So go check them out. rsdiamondbroker.com. That's rsdiamondbroker.com. Let them know Willie sent you.
Doug.
Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now, we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
For all of our fan contest rules, go to 1053thefan.com/rules.
Corey Majors here. It's the season opener this Thursday, and that means we also kick off our fan watch parties tomorrow night at the Bearded Monkey Sports Bar and Grill off Highway 78 in Levon. Your chance to win a now rare Micah Parsons autographed helmet plus some other amazing prizes. Let's hang together and talk about the game tomorrow night at the fans' official watch party headquarters, the Bearded Monkey, and we kick it off at their Levon location. We'll see you there, Tolos.
If you're in the market to upgrade your vehicle, get to Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine. Back-to-back #1 Chevy dealership in the world. They've got more new Chevys than anyone, and they're all priced to sell. Silverados, Tahoes, Blazers, Malibus, Equinox, and more. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. This is Texas. This is Classic Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Relax and enjoy the difference. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023 and 2024.
Thank you very much, Lucius. It's the GBAG Nation here on 105.3 The Fan, and time now to hand off the broadcast baton to Fred and Blake. Fan After Dark coming up. That'll be 8 to 11.
I was say,
yeah, we have Cowboys Crosstalk coming up next.
That's it.
So, Cowboys specialty content. 'Tis the season. Football is here, guys. How the heck are you?
I feel fantastic. I was just at Standard Pour, sitting at the bar.
Spot, dude.
I love it. I love
spot.
it. I'm sitting there at the bar. Got two gentlemen talking ball next to me. Did have my headphones on. A little bit of a violation, but hey.
What a weirdo.
They were talking football, so I engaged. I asked them, I said, hey, Cowboys or Eagles tomorrow? Who's winning?
Yeah.
I said, Eagles, easy. So I said, all right, we need that audio pumped in the locker room.
Yeah.
Nobody is picking the Cowboys to win tomorrow. Can they do the unthinkable? Me and Fred will discuss.
Talk about liquid courage, though. What kind of church bells do you got to have to tap a guy on the shoulder with headphones on and interrupt your solitude?
They first asked about my food. I will say my food was the talk of the bar. Had three different gentlemen. Hey, what is that? I mean, it was just a steak. But I guess they're assuming the Standard Bar kind of dive bar. They weren't expecting a steak.
They had steak frites?
Yeah, they had steak frites. So I'm sitting here with my steak frites, and they're 2-3 guys. Hey, what is that? Is that good? Is that any good?
You got AirPods in, or are you going with
over-the-ear headphones? Sony XM5 noise canceling.
Because he's antisocial.
I think you guys
party foul, dude.
He's listening to Lil Uzi Vert, bro.
That hurts my heart.
How's that a party foul?
Who goes to a restaurant to sit at the bar with over-the-ear headphones on?
Bigger foul is the person interrupting the person with the headphones.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
No.
I'm okay with it.
Why? I can go out.
Hey, how
and
were the fries? I want to know that.
Fantastic.
The
food's great.
A little salty. Okay. So I will say the cholesterol might be a little bit of an issue, but as far as taste, 100% phenomenal.
I'll tell you what. I am starting to do more video watching YouTube, Dawson.
Yeah.
Of how to cook fries.
Really?
Yeah, you parboil them and then
skin the potato.
Put them
duck fat that thing.
Oh, duck fat that thing, and put them in the fridge. Let them
tallow,
sit and bring it back.
Beef tallow,
all that stuff.
Okay,
all that stuff.
That's hot.
So yeah, it's like for steak frites. I mean, you got to do it the right way. The way the fries are cut is important.
Nice and crispy.
Let's be real though. Their steak frites is basically a steak that they just cut up into slim.
Why are you're on a hate watch today?
Am I wrong?
Listen,
am I wrong?
It's a bar steak.
It's a bar steak.
It's a bar steak, and it was enough to grab three gentlemen's attention from their own food.
No, I mean, look, it's a great steak.
Sounds like a damn good order.
It's a great steak.
And
I had breakfast food again today.
I don't think it's foul going to a...
Did you have breakfast for dinner tonight?
No, he had a McChicken
I'm talking about
wrap or whatever.
Oh.
Well, that was later. That was just a second ago.
Is there anything wrong with going to a restaurant with headphones on? I don't think there's anything wrong.
I think there's a lot.
No, there's
I
not.
wear my earbuds because I'm sitting by myself generally and watching YouTube videos on how to make steak frites.
See, that would be worse if you didn't have the headphones.
The little white earbuds.
Yeah.
I wear those when I don't want people to have to listen to me.
I like to keep my head on a swivel. I mean, look, it's a wild world we live in these days, so I want to have.
Well, Fred the deputy is going to take everyone down in the bar.
All 5 senses ready.
That's exactly right.
I think every one of the best fries I've had, though, have done the fresh garlic, Brian. Is that the biggest key?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think the way that you cut the fries, you take the starch out of them, you fry them like at a low temperature, take them out, then put them in the freezer, then let them sit a little bit, then get your oil temperature back up. It makes the fluffiest fry. Like
with the crunch combo.
The crunch with the fluffy. Yeah,
Wow.
the crunch combo with the bite, but then that inner part that's
Isn't that what the air fryer's for, though?
Oh,
I mean, isn't that kind of what the air fryer is?
For bringing them back to life. 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a resuscitator.
You find the sweet spot on that.
Okay.
Pizza, all kinds of things.
All the stuff is all that stuff is so
Crunch is the biggest factor in a good French fry. No crunch, it can't be a good fry.
Yeah, you can't have soggy fries with steak.
No,
come on. Steak fries are underrated, by the way.
Absolutely.
Steak fries are. Yeah.
Chris Arnold's going to keep it extra crisp coming up. He'll have Cowboys Crosstalk here from 7 to 8. Brought us over here. Pick the Cowboys to beat the Eagles tomorrow night.
I love it. You know what? Hey, you might not be alone in that, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolchuk's still got to make his pick.
We're making our pick. Look, it is a Fan After Dark extravaganza. I mean, again, obviously, because it's the day before the season starting. First of all, we got Keith Moreland coming on at 8:40. Former baseball, 10-year big leaguer. One of the 9 people in the Texas Ring of Honor for baseball, and former Boch teammate. So we're going to get a double dip. He's also a UT football analyst.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah,
we're going to get a double dip. First, we'll ask him about Arch and how the world's falling down over this, and then we'll get into some baseball.
Can you ask him real quick what the thought about mechanics?
Love it.
With Arch.
Yeah, done.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you.
Done. So we'll do that. We're gonna give our predictions right off the jump at 7:40, and then, at 8:20 rather, and then the 9 o'clock hour, full bore AFC, NFC, this week's picks, and then Blake Elliott will give his predictions on season awards.
Absolutely legendary.
And then haikus.
Show. Yeah,
haikus tonight too.
Is this show like 7 hours tonight?
10:40 haiku tonight. Okay, so
wow.
It's loaded. Walk off. It's loaded.
That's
Walk off
walk-off.
haikus tonight. It's going down.
Cannot wait. 3 hours.
Feel free to say anything, guys. Go ahead.
I'm excited, dude. Well, how about Hunter Lipke? No Micah Parsons, but how about Hunter Lipke? React to that.
What, 2 years, $7 million? Yeah, let's go. I mean, look, and he's probably got a tree deal somewhere that we don't even know about, too. So, God only knows.
What's the sell on Lipke? A texter asked about that. Is all the little stuff? I mean, coach's best friend, but does he give you any production to pay for?
Yeah, fullback. You're going to get the fullback. You're going to get the fourth running back, fourth tight end. You're going to get all the special team stuff. They're going to get him more involved, I think, in some of the offensive stuff when
goal line stuff.
Well, not the goal line, normal down and distance stuff.
Let's get a use check out of this guy.
Extra move guy. Yeah.
Speaking of extra moves, if you guys
go Rays, are they winning that thing over there?
4-0. Yeah, we're up 4-0.
Yeah, there we go. Go Rays.
Bottom of 1. This would move it back to a game and a half.
There we go, Rays. Come on now.
Okay, would you guys try to circumvent the cap if you were a billionaire, a sports owner?
It's already happened. This first got to get caught.
Did you get that clip I sent you? Gilbert Arenas.
This is just the first got to get caught. So no, I would do that.
No, it's the second time they've got caught.
Okay, I'm saying more people are doing this and are going to get caught. We just getting the story about Ballmer today.
Yeah.
Remember the uncapped year when Jerry tried to do this?
He did it with Miles Austin, right?
Miles Austin.
Did you see Pablo Torre called out Mark Cuban, or Mark Cuban called him out?
Yeah.
And then Cuban said, "I'll come on the show." He said he'd
and now they are.
And so I have a feeling Pablo's not going to just ask him about Clipper related stuff. So he might get some Luka trade insights. So he's going to ask him.
Yeah, he's got.
I don't know if I want to go on with Pablo Torre right now. I mean,
he's on a run.
When he shows up at your door, it's like, man, is this going to be a good story or not? But he told Mark on social, I have some questions I'd love to ask you.
Yep.
And Mark said, all right. So I think we have that to look forward to in the next couple of days. Thanks to Lucius Alexander in the Pimp Cup over there, Master Control here, 75 fits you. Just went an hour plus, flawless hosting, engineering. And so much more. Thanks to Brian Broaddus and Eric Chiafalo. A post-game tomorrow night after the game with Wolchuk and Broaddus. Pre-game starts at 4 o'clock with Chief and Broaddus. Till tomorrow at 2. You're going home with the GBAG Nation, Eddies.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
NFL fans, Week 1 is your shot to play free and stack $1 million cash bag with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. Here's how. Download the DraftKings Pick...